Ciao ragazzi, sono Paolo Bartolomeo. That's not someone else, it's me. Hi, I'm Paul Bartholomew. This is I Want to Hold Your Band. Today's guest is the wonderful Jill Lover, who, disclaimer, used to be my wife. We were married. In a commercial, you all. You should have seen your face. I wasn't. No, it's on TV. We talk about all things Green Bay, Wisconsin in the 80s, where a lot of Jill's memories of music live. We talk about her journey trying to become Annie on stage. She was in a group that sang in malls before Tiffany did, and she'll talk about that. Also, we cover her love of the Jets and that beautiful Mormon canary they call Donny Osmund. As always, links to all the songs we talk about are in the episode description, so you can click them and vibe along with us, and it'll be a lot of fun. So I give you the wonderful, the enticing, that's weird, I give you Jill Lover.
I have to tell you, this gave me a complete musical existential crisis. Because
how so?
You start to go, okay, what are my 5 favorite? Like, it seems so easy and so obvious. And then I started to go, oh, wait, what was that one song? And I Googled it, and that opened up a whole, and I went, oh yeah, that song, and that song, and that song. And then I started to panic because, you know, when you make a list of something, you feel like it's definitive in some way.
Yes, 100%.
And I was like,
totally.
How do I define my musical likes and dislikes? And it just led me down so many different things, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't listened to this person in so many years. And
yeah.
It gave me major anxiety, but in a good way. Like, it was cathartic, but it did like make me really think about so many songs have like memories attached to them. And then you're like, oh my God, I remember I made out with a guy at the Valentine's Day dance in high school, or, you know, it's like,
it's hard to do. And what I always say is you could do this in a week and you would have probably at least half the list would be different, because
completely.
You would think of something else, but that's why it's just a snapshot in time, and whatever you think of and whatever it leads you down. And there may be things, as we're talking, when I interviewed Stephanie Courtney, she hadn't put, like, I think half the stuff we talked about as we were going, she goes, oh, actually, and then she went into it, you know. So the list is just a jumping off point too. Okay, so what was do you remember the first album, artist, song that you heard when you were little?
My mom and dad belonged to one of those, it was like the Columbia Records thing where you would like,
yes,
you know, we did it with CDs and cassettes, but they got, I think they only belonged to it for like one time. And I remember her getting the box of records, of albums, and opening it up, and I think I had to be like 5 years old, and she had gotten Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Christmas one.
I have that.
Kenny Rogers for my dad, and the Annie Broadway soundtrack had just come out, and she's not a theater person, and I don't know why she got it, but she did, and I listened to it, and I became obsessed. And that was sort of my intro into theater and acting. Like, that became my, like, wait, these little girls who are kind of my age are doing this already. Like, why can't I do this? And I became obsessed with Annie, and that's all I wanted to do, was to be Annie. And I would sing the entire soundtrack in my basement so loud for years, from like age 6 to like 11. I was obsessed.
Did you, when you played in the basement, was your record player and records in the basement?
Yes. We had one upstairs, but there was like a smaller one in the basement. And I eventually got it on a cassette when I was a little bit older. Oh man, I wore
25
last year. But yes, so that was like my first memory of that. But what it didn't have was lyrics. So you kind of made up your own lyrics, like what you heard, and of course they weren't correct. And when I was a little bit older and could write them down, I would listen and write them down and be like, that doesn't make sense. And some of it never made sense because they were song lyrics that I didn't know anything about. But
right. And that was the original production?
Yeah.
Is it Andrea McCardle?
Andrea McCardle. Oh God, I know all the knowledge. Even to this day, I know all the... And I've seen the production.
What was the first time you saw it? Did you see it when you were younger?
I can tell you because I was obsessed. Now, here's the problem. I am 5'9". I was 5'8" by the time I was 11. I was a monster. So I was okay. So I was obsessed with Annie. My friend Dana was also obsessed. And we would sing the songs together.
In your basement?
In my basement. And we would, make up dances. And there was an old mattress down there. We would do like somersaults and shit. And we did a little performance. And we performed at my grade school.
Yes, you did.
I sang Tomorrow. We sang The Hard Knock Life together. And then she sang Maybe. And we performed for the whole school. And then the local music theater this was when they finally released it and people could do it, they were going to be doing a production of it. So I was so ready. Now I'm 5'8", but I am 11. So in my mind, I was going to be Annie because I had been preparing for years. I knew all the songs. I knew, I was ready. And I go to the first audition, and the first audition is just a singing audition. And of course, every little girl in town and nearby towns were there.
Singing Tomorrow,
and Maybe, and a couple other things. And I was so terrified. And I get up and I sing Tomorrow, and I get a call back. So I'm like, this is it.
I'm Annie.
I'm Annie.
I'm Annie.
Fucking Annie.
This is happening. It's happening.
I go to the callback, and there's a measuring tape stuck to the wall and a sign that says, if you're over 5'2" or something. And I was like, nobody will notice. Maybe nobody will notice.
Oh.
I was devastated. I cried so hard. But that was the first production I saw. I went to see it with my mom and had to watch these little girls.
Oh, and you had to watch a production at 11 years old?
Yeah, and watch these other girls getting to live my dream.
Oh.
Anyway, I still have that album. That's one of the few things I saved from my childhood.
Okay, so do you remember the first piece of music that you bought for yourself when you started to get into music?
Mm-hmm. I remember this very well. I used my babysitting money to go get Cyndi Lauper, True Colors, on a cassette. And I remember bringing it home, and I had like the 80s boombox. Mine was red, and this is so bizarre, but I turned all the lights off in my room, and I sat in a corner and put it in and just listened to the entire thing. I could picture this because I had a pile of laundry that I was supposed to like put, in the hamper, and I just remember like sitting next to the pile of laundry and just like, because I wanted to listen to it.
How old were you?
Let's see, Cyndi Lauper. What year was that? 82, so I was probably 11.
True Colors was 1986.
86. Wait, was Time After Time separate?
Time After Time was from She's So Unusual.
Was that her first one? Because it was her first one.
Yes, that was 1983. She's So Unusual.
That is the first one I bought.
She's So Unusual.
Yeah.
Oh. And the art, she's got that dress and it's like colorful on the front.
Oh my God. She was everything. She's still everything,
She's
by the
incredible.
way. She is still amazing. Her voice was so singular that like she could be singing anywhere and you would know her voice. Like that doesn't happen a lot anymore. And it's just like, and she still sounds like that. And she's so great.
All right. So, we got Cyndi Lauper there. Now, I have never heard of this group. We're going to stay in the 80s. I am very excited to talk about one of your favorite artists, which is the Jets.
Oh my God! You don't know the Jets?
I mean, maybe we're gonna play. We're gonna play a song. We'll pick a song and find it, and maybe I'll say, "Oh, that was them." How did you come to them?
So the Jets, they actually had some like at least top 10 pop songs in the 80s. So I'm kind of surprised you missed them. Crush on You. I've got a crush on you.
Oh, I know that song.
So it was this family. I think they were Polynesian.
Okay.
And it was a family. It was like this large family of siblings. And then there was one guy who was their friend who was the drummer.
Funny.
I know this about them because I was obsessed with them. Like the two sisters were the lead singers. And I think they were like maybe 13 and 15 when the group became really famous. So I loved them because they were like our age. And I also was an aspiring singer.
Yeah.
So any group where it was like stuff that I could sing.
Annie.
Yes.
You were relatable.
Also, I had a group.
You had a group?
It was me and two of my friends, and the two friends would change as people moved on. But we were called Lover and the Hearts.
Lover and the Hearts.
And
did you play instruments or was it just?
No. We sang to like whatever backup tracks we could find, which that wasn't a thing back then.
I was going to say, like,
they were very hard to find.
How do you find backup tracks?
Yeah. Mostly at the religious store they had some, so we would end up having to sing religious songs. And then you could mail order things that were like songs from the 50s and stuff. So we did a lot of girl group stuff, like Leader of the Pack and stuff from the 50s. But we performed at the mall before Tiffany started performing at the mall. Like, we started the mall.
Were you all good?
I mean,
Do you have any recordings of it?
I think there are probably some. I should go through like old video because we performed like at talent shows and stuff. And, we had a little set of like 5 songs we would do with our background track.
Did was there ever a parent involved, or you all just
No!
you just
Oh
got,
my God.
that's so impressive, right?
Is it?
When you think about it, is this in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of a go-getter, and like I contacted like the person who was in charge of the mall, and she was like, yeah, anytime you want to just go perform. And so we would perform like,
What mall was this?
there was the East Town Mall in Green Bay.
The East Town Mall.
We also performed at Port Plaza Mall, which no longer exists, although I don't think East Town does either. But
Would you just stand in the middle of the mall?
we would stand in the middle of the mall, and
one,
people would
2,
walk
3,
by.
4.
Yeah, people would walk by. We had matching, like coordinating outfits. I mean,
Wait a second. So I'm like, to organize and do that, it's like you're saying it, and it was the 80s, and maybe things were a little simpler, but still, to call somebody to do that.
yeah. Oh yeah. I did that a lot of times. Okay, this just made me think, and this is music related. I think when I was 10, do you remember Ed Lover?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
I forget what his big song was.
Totally remember Ed Lover. I remember him a lot from MTV. Ed
Okay,
Lover.
in my naivete and my mom's naivete, we were like, maybe he's related. It never occurred never occurred that maybe that was a stage name. My mom was like, well, you should write him a letter and tell him that you're a singer. You would never do this now, but
Did you?
I wrote him a letter saying, hi, my last name is Lover too. Maybe we're, and that was when they had fan clubs, and you'd write the letter to the music company or whatever, the record company, and hope they got it. I even sent a picture. That's some dark shit. Like sending your preteen picture.
I feel like it was a different time. Like,
It
I mean,
was.
there was an innocence in that process that there isn't now.
Completely. And there was like nothing sexual about me and my intentions. Like I sent him a picture, it wasn't like what girls would send now. I was wearing my little preppy polo and like, in my backyard.
By the way, going back, did you absorb any like music from your parents at all? Were they musical?
Yes and no. They weren't really, except that my dad always, when he was out in the garage, like working in his wood shop, he always would listen to like the Beach Boys, like the stuff from his teenage years. So I always knew the music. And then when I got into high school and was like in choir, we would do a lot of Beach Boys songs. And so I knew all that. Like I, had all that. And I still have a love for the Beach Boys because of that. But that was his thing, was like the, 60s sort of. So I definitely knew all that. And then when I started doing Lover in the Hearts, we did a lot of those like 60s songs, and I knew them because my parents had listened to them. And when I started singing, my mom gave me one of the first songs I started singing was Where the Boys Are. Do you know? Where the boys are, someone waits for me. I can't think of who it was. Was it Leslie Gore? It wasn't Leslie Gore.
I don't know that song.
Old school, obscure, but like, yeah. So
and
I
that
knew
was a song that
I would practice singing with. Yeah, so I had like a weird little subset knowledge.
To jog my memory, to go back to the Jets.
Oh, yeah. Did see them in concert twice at a county fair. The LA County Fair. I came to LA for my 16th birthday with my friend Missy. She had an aunt.
From Wisconsin?
Yeah, she had an aunt who lived out here, and her grandma was going to come visit them and was bringing Missy, and they asked if I wanted, because Missy and I were, best friends, if I wanted to go. And it just happened to be over my 16th birthday. And the LA County Fair was happening, and the Jets were playing, and we were like, and, it's a county fair, and it was a band that not, they were popular, but it wasn't like, so we got to, walk right up front.
They're popular, but they were playing at the LA County Fair.
They were playing at the LA County Fair. So we got to be right in front, and we got to meet them afterwards and get our picture taken, which was like, the coolest thing ever.
We're going to listen to the Jets from the 1985 self-titled album, The Jets. And the song is called You Got It All. Oh my God. Yeah, so for the listener, I literally almost knew every lyric of that song. I could not remember them at all. And I'm singing lyrics you must have been heaven sent. How did I know that?
Because it was a big song.
Oh my God, I totally knew them.
Yeah, they were definitely in the top 10 with that one. And Crush on You was their upbeat song.
I got it. Crush.
And I can picture their dance. Like,
wait, and you said you remembered that video when it was started going?
yes, it took place in a 1950s sort of diner, and they were all in like pastels, and the two sisters, the lead singers, were dressed up like waitresses, and the other people were like behind the counter playing their instruments, and oh my God.
And it probably
so
had
good.
that hazy 80s, glowy kind of, that was just built into those.
The big hair, they had this gorgeous big permy hair, and you should play Crush on You, because that one you'll be like,
You know what? Okay, so listener, we're going to listen to Crush on You from the same album. We'll be right back. For the listener,
of course you do.
Jill was doing full choreography
Yeah.
and was feeling that. I totally know that.
God.
It's such a like bubblegummy whatever
So-
song, but so fun. Like
So
just
fun.
It feels that time. It feels
just pure.
pure.
Like,
It feels like shopping mall pure.
shopping
Do you
mall
know?
pier was a
was a
genre
thing.
that I was into.
So now I'm going to ask you about one of your favorite under the obscure song section, and that's the 1998 crazy hit by Donny Osmond called "Come to the." Is it Manger or Manger?
It's a Christmas song.
Is Manger spelled Manger?
Yeah.
Why did I think Manger was spelled differently? Is that how you spell Manger? It looks really weird when I'm looking at it. Manger.
That's it. Manger.
All right, Manger. Okay, so the 1998 from the album Christmas at Home. Tell me about that song.
All right. I love Christmas music, and I love Donny Osmond. I was introduced to Donny Osmond as a kid just because that's when he was popular, right? That was when they had like the Donny and Marie show. And I have slight memories of watching that as a little kid with my mom. And then I know for Christmas one year, I got the Donny and Marie Barbie dolls. And I still have the Donny one, by the way.
You do?
Actually, I shouldn't say it's not still, but my friend found one for me, new in the box, and got it for me, like, I don't know, 15 years ago for a present. He was so cute with his big white teeth. Then I sort of had like a reintroduction to him when he performed Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
All right.
Because he was so good. Like, his voice is so pure, and it was the perfect Joseph. And so I became kind of obsessed with him in that. Anyway, he has this Christmas album, and it's some covers of classics. But for whatever reason, that song... I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person, but I'm not. But I love the idea of Christmas. I love the spirit of it. I love Christmas music. It's just it speaks to my childhood and to this idea of hope and blah, blah, blah. And for whatever reason, that fucking song, I have that on a CD. And starting in like right after Thanksgiving, it is on repeat.
Really?
Until January 1st.
It's like one of those songs that you never get sick of.
And just never get sick of it. His voice is perfection on it, and it's just I don't know.
We're gonna listen to it. All right, so I'm gonna listen to "Come to the Manger," which I thought was Manger.
Come to the Manger.
I kept thinking, "Come to the Manger." Is that a version of "Come to the Manger"? I don't know why Manger. I feel like, am I having a stroke right now? So we're going to listen to "Come to the Manger," 1998 by Donny Osmond, and the album is Christmas at Home. There's no shame, Jill.
I mean,
What a voice.
What a voice.
Like, you forget, and then I hear that, and his voice is beautiful.
It's stunning. And
So
I have
pure.
to say, I went to, they were doing a Christmas show, and I went to the Pantages. This was probably 10 years ago. It was him and Marie. And the two of them, first of all, it was another thing where it was like I was the youngest person there. But they were it's hard for a singer to maintain their voice when they get older like that.
Yeah.
But he's so well trained and such a natural talent. His voice was phenomenal. And Marie, she is a trained opera singer. She sang an aria that was mind-blowing.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like you say, yes, they're cheesy and they're, Mormon goodness. But They're legit talented.
Yeah.
Legit. To sing live and to be so good live without any sort of weird, auto-tune bullshit.
Auto-tune or anything.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we already talked about it, but we're going to briefly touch on Tiffany.
Oh, yeah.
Could have been 1987. So I remember Children Beware.
Oh, yeah,
Behave,
yeah.
right? But I forgot this song. And then I listened to like the first 5 seconds. I was like, oh my God. And I remember, I think I had a huge crush on her because I was like,
Everybody.
in my mind, I thought, I could go to a mall and maybe meet her.
Yeah,
and be
she
a
was
fellow
attainable.
performer with
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
And just like, yeah.
So I was obsessed with her once again because to me, this was she was doing what I wanted to do. And all her songs were things that I could sing. And yeah, she was doing the mall tour when we had kind of started it. And then she, like her first video, the Beatles cover the video was in a mall of her singing and all of her fans around, and it was so cool. And I was like, this I can actually do. Like, so that kind of pushed us even further. And she had a rivalry with Debbie Gibson, who was also one of my, like...
Did they have a legit rivalry?
I think they were sort of back and forth, like... I remember even in high school, I wrote a paper. We had to compare two things, and I compared Tiffany versus Debbie Gibson. Yeah,
What were the comparisons?
Well, the comparisons were that Debbie Gibson was a singer-songwriter. Tiffany was just sort of a singer, and Debbie could play music and write. So my comparison was that Debbie was a legit singer who would stand the test of time, whereas Tiffany would disappear. And I was sort of right about that, because Tiffany has kind of disappeared. Debbie Gibson went on to...
Did she stand the test of time, Debbie Gibson?
Well, in the sense that she's still working in the industry. I think she's like producing like music. She did some Broadway.
She did Les Mis, didn't she?
I think so. I saw her in Greece. In London, she played Sandy.
Was she good?
Her voice was perfect for Sandy. She did not have acting skills to the point where people were kind of laughing in the audience.
Oh no! While she was performing.
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable. I always remember that big hat that she would have.
Oh God, I had a hat like that.
And stuck on top, and she
Yes.
had her hair.
Yes.
That was such a style. That was such a thing.
Here's the thing, though. I have giant hair naturally, and it's naturally curly, and I had a perm on top of it, so I had some of the biggest '80s hair. So my hat literally sat on top of my coiffed hair. Like I couldn't even get it down to my head because there was so much hair. But I had the Debbie Gibson hat, and
How did it stay on?
I think
Pinned it?
I must have pinned it. So awkward. Oh God.
Let's just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Even though I know it, let's listen to a little of "Could Have Been."
I loved that. I still love that song. I feel like that, like I said, I can't believe it hasn't been done because I feel like melodically and lyrically, it's a really strong song.
Yeah. The chorus is so good.
Yeah. It's a power ballad.
Yeah, it's a power ballad. I'm
yeah.
in. Let's bring it back. How about one of your favorite sad songs, which is "Show Me the Way" by Styx
Oh God.
from 1990?
Yeah. First of all, guy's voice. Like all those 80s power men.
Air Supply.
Oh, Air Supply and Chicago.
Chicago,
all those
yeah.
those guys. These voices. Like I just feel like that was a thing that sort of went away after the 80s. Like they didn't do the vocal gymnastics. They didn't, they weren't of that.
Yeah.
They were these like pure,
Yeah.
So they had all those great power ballads. So he sang that. And then that was the same time where the Iraq War broke out for the first.
Oh, yeah.
And so our radio station put together this sort of song montage of that. And then during the musical break, they put together this thing of people, recording themselves doing letters to their soldiers who were over there. Like there was a little kid I remember saying, "I wish my daddy was home." Like it was this really pulled at the heartstrings. And so I remember that version of it mostly, how it was so like dramatic and heartbreaking. But yeah, so that's where the sadness of it came, because I just remember that being really devastating and scary at the time. And I knew, a couple people who from high school who had graduated, gone into the army, who were like over there fighting. So it was this like...
That song is so tied up with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to listen to "Show Me the Way" by Styx. It's from the 1990 album Edge of the Century.
It's so freaking relevant right now. Somebody should be playing this again.
You are bringing so many songs back into my life that
good.
I totally forgot.
I know.
The 80s did have these, like Survivor, they would these anthemic kind
yeah.
of like synth poppy songs.
Yeah, because they had these power singers who could like carry this shit off and just really wail it and like make you feel it.
That's a great fucking song.
That is a great fucking song.
And like in the when they all come in the harmonies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's so fun.
Oh my God.
I love that song. Yes. So one of your favorite songs is Crazy for You by Madonna, which is from 1985. And strangely, which I found, it's not from one of her albums. It was written for the movie Vision Quest, which wasn't Vision Quest Matthew Modine. It was like a wrestler movie. Wasn't that?
Oh, that I don't remember.
Anyway.
But I can't believe that wasn't on it. I would have sworn that was on her first album.
I could be totally wrong, but
that's probably right.
But how did you?
Okay, so I was in, 1980. I think it was 8th grade. I think I was 13. I think I was 13. And they played this at the Valentine's Day slow dance. Now, I'd like to go back to my point that I was already 5'8". And none of the guys had grown yet. So I towered above everybody. So when we would slow dance, our thing was we would put our head on the shoulder of the guy, when we were slow dancing, because it was really romantic and really grown up of us. So for me to do that, I would have to bend my head all the way down at some awkward angle. So this guy, Scott, who everyone called Odie because he would French kiss all the girls. For all of you younger people, Odie and Garfield. Odie was the dog with the giant tongue that was drooling all the time.
I totally remember. I was a huge Garfield
Oh, yeah,
fan.
me too. So Odie was his nickname. Anyway, he asked me to dance. He was tiny at the time. And so I was had my head at the horrible angle, slow dancing with him. And we're just slow dancing. And he kept nudging, with where my head was on his shoulder, he kept kind of moving his shoulder, nudging it like he wanted. And I was like, I'm not going to look up. I'm not going to look up.
Because you think he was going to French kiss you?
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not going to look up. And then our friends were slow dancing right next to us. And his friend, the guy, says to me across the way, he wants to kiss you. He wants to kiss you. And I had never kissed a guy before. I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, what'd I do? And I was like, well, there's no way out of this. This is so romantic. So he kept doing it. So I looked up and full on tongue in my mouth. And
You looked up, he just stuck his tongue.
Just tongue in the mouth. So we French kissed to Crazy for You, what felt like forever. And then...
that was your first kiss?
Yeah. A full on first kiss was tongue with Odie, and the song ends and we just separated and walked our separate ways. Now, this is how naive I was. I went to one of my friends and was like, oh my God, I'm not a virgin anymore. Yeah. I started telling everyone I wasn't a virgin because I thought that's what it meant, that once you kiss a guy, you're not a virgin anymore.
You, I feel like, are my innocent sister from another mister.
Yeah, probably.
Because I have a lot of things where I'm like, it's like, no.
Clueless.
Going back to, I don't think that means what you think it means.
No, yeah. So Crazy for You will forever bring me right back. I can feel the air in the room when I hear that song. I didn't know what I was doing, but because his tongue was in my mouth, I put my tongue in his mouth and we just sort of, but it wasn't even like a gentle, it was sort of like, it was one of those nobody knows what they're doing it. We're just doing it because this is what we believe French kissing is.
Well, thank you for sharing all this.
Thanks for having me. It was like I said, it was an exercise in weird music existential crisis.
Yeah.
In a good way, though.
You kind of reacquaint yourself with yourself.
Yeah.
With younger you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks.
And I'm glad I was able to bring some of those songs back to your memory.
Well, thanks, Jill.
Thank you. It was fun.
By the way, for the listener, Jill and I were husband and wife.
Yeah, husband and wife.
In a previous life, in a BMW commercial.
In a BMW commercial.
It was sweet while it lasted.
It was a brief.
Our daughter was really good, actually.
She was...
all right, thanks.
Thank you. Godspeed.